So you know how to pay off debt. Now here's how to make sure you never need a bank again. Tucker Watkins, a certified financial planner with 39 years of experience as a fiduciary, is going to explain the family bank strategy in more depth and how to be your own bank. So Tucker, once a family is debt-free and all that money that they were sending to creditors every month is freed up, what could that actually turn into over time? And what kind of wealth are we actually talking about here?
Yes, thank you. So in the last video, we looked at a couple that was at that point in time, they were looking at total debt, including their mortgage, of $532,000. And between all the different loans, their credit card debt, their car loan debt, their mortgage debt, it would have taken them 24 years and 7 months to pay it all off. And then under the debt action plan through me, what they're going to be able to do is to get completely out of debt in just 7 years and 1 month, according to the illustration. And so how does that work? So let me do a quick refresh for you from the last video. It works in a remarkable way, sometimes called infinite banking, sometimes called bank on yourself, sometimes called your family bank. We call it debt-free life. And what that is using some of the wisdom of very wise and wealthy people from the past, including the Rockefellers, Ray Kroc, Walt Disney, Jay Leno, Michael Jordan, different people. And what they've been using is IRS Code Section 7702 that allows for people to borrow from life insurance without paying taxes on the loans currently. And then as the loans are being borrowed, where does money come from? And that's part of the secret sauce. The money doesn't come from the capital that my clients have in the bank or of their own cash, or even the cash value inside the participating whole life insurance policy. Instead, the loan comes from the life insurance company. So we're borrowing from the life insurance company. Why is that important? It is important because their cash over in the cash value part of the participating whole life insurance policy that continues to earn all the dividends. And one of the carriers that I use a lot in the last 20 years, the interest rate has been between 5.5 and 6.8%, and currently it's 6%. So those are historical numbers. Who knows the future? It'll change a little bit, of course. So the interest rates are not guaranteed. But what makes the secret sauce work is this, that because we're buying from the life insurance company, not from your own cash value, the insurance company will charge you a cost for that loan. Currently, they're charging 4.5%. And currently, the interest rate that you're earning over in the cash value side is 6%. So do the math. Your cost is 4.5%, and you're making currently 6%. So not only are you not paying for the loan, but the insurance company is actually paying you to pay the loan. So technically it's called arbitrage, where you've got a higher interest coming in than the lower interest going out, and you make that spread. So to answer your question then, so once my clients become completely debt-free, they're going to be completely debt-free in about 7 years based upon the illustration and the projections that we've shown them. Then what happens next? Well, what happens next is I would recommend that they continue to take the same amount of money that they used to be sending out to all the various debts that they have, take that amount of money and put it into the cash value side of the life insurance so it can continue to grow. And if they do that, then the illustration that we put together for them would show that they would be then having the ability at retirement in 20 years to have somewhere around $1,418,000 in the tax-deferred cash value side of life insurance. And if they keep doing it for 30 years, they've had over $2.6 million, according to the illustration. So in this particular case, he's so thrilled because in 7 years or so, they'll probably be completely debt-free. They'll continue to put the money into the cash value side of the plan. And then in 20 years, he'd have somewhere around $1.4 million in the tax-deferred growth side of the insurance policy. And then a couple things become possible with all that cash value. So let me walk you through some of them. So one is that along the way, let's say that he or his wife lose their jobs, they would have the ability to reach inside the policy, borrow against it from the life insurance again, so that they could bridge the gap while they're unemployed looking for a job. They can do that. Now, watch this. If a person is unemployed and they go back to their bank and they say, hey, I'd like to have a loan, and the person at the banking desk says, well, what's your verifiable income? And the answer is, I don't have any income. I just lost my job. Are they going to get a loan? The answer is no, right? Because they're not going to be able to qualify based upon income. Here, because it's your bank, you're banking on yourself, you've got this big asset base here, cash value. You can borrow against that from any time for any reason without filling out a whole bunch of loan documents. You could also use the cash value for things like college savings plans, things like a wedding fund, things like trips, whatever's on your bucket list, because you are then debt free and you're continuing to build tax deferred wealth. And as I mentioned, the one carrier that I use a lot, in the last 20 years, they've been having dividends of ranging between 5.5 and 6.8%. And that even includes in the very bad year for the mortgage meltdown of 2008, when the S&P 500 was down 37%, the dividend here was 5.5%. So the dividend was there being paid even though the stock market tanked. So historically, these cash value life insurance companies, the whole life insurance companies, specifically called participating whole life insurance, they've been paying dividends for over 150 years. There was only 1 year in the Great Depression when they didn't pay a dividend for that 1 year. And yet the historical values are there, easy to document. It's a wonderful program. So I would say next you're going to say, well, what would I expect when I actually meet with you, Tucker? What would that look like? So let me walk you through that. So what we would do is we do it on a scheduled video conference. I use Zoom, or we might use other video conferencing softwares. But in any case, it's a video conference. The reason is that I want to be able to show you things online. So it won't work if you're driving home and trying to do this on your cell phone during commute hour. That won't work. And I want you to stay healthy, so don't do that. So we'll schedule that. Please do put the date in your Google Calendar or on your refrigerator, because I'm setting aside time for you. And you're important, and my time is also important. So please honor your time commitment. Then what we would have you be prepared to do is be prepared to show me the debts. So that would include credit card statements, mortgage statements, car loan statements, whatever statements you have. We need to do accurate numbers, and I don't need to see passwords. I don't need to see account numbers. I just need to know the amount of the debts. Also, to let you know what this is not. This is not a debt reconstruction program. It's not a multi-level marketing. It's not going to be a sales pitch. I certainly don't even know at this point if you qualify. I don't know if the numbers work for you. So the first meeting that we have is completely on me, my cost. You're not going to pay anything for it. I'm putting my time out to see if I can be of service to you. Then we don't make any decisions at all until we look at the numbers. Then if the numbers make sense, then we schedule another meeting. At that time, we would apply for the life insurance to see if you qualify for the life insurance medically. So it's a lot of work, but the payoff for you is profound. And remember, I don't charge anything for my services. I do get paid. I get paid by the life insurance company, but only if you qualify. So that's why we have to see if you qualify. So we do have to set some work in motion. And then to paint a picture of the future, what I'll be doing is once per quarter for the first year, we'll have a scheduled meeting where I can show you what loans you can pay off now. I'll help you get the loan from the life insurance company to pay off the loans that you have on your mortgage, your car loans, your student loans, your credit card loans, whatever loans you have. So I think that pretty much covers what to expect. Melanie, if I've left anything out, let me know. Otherwise, I'll let you summarize for today.
Yeah, it's incredible. So it goes so much further than just getting out of debt. This is a
Yeah.
way to be your own family bank. And
Yes.
yeah, Tucker outlined the steps and what you can expect on the first call. So you've seen the proof, you've seen the numbers. So now get in it and build your plan. Click the link below, book your free session with Tucker at tuckerwatkins.net.